Once again, touching on the knowledge of the Most High. Okay, remember that his people, the house of Israel, have gone into captivity because we have no knowledge. We lack knowledge and we reject knowledge, so we have been rejected. Okay, so these are just a few scriptures to kind of follow up on that point. Okay, if you go to Isaiah, the 5th chapter, verse 13, it reads, "Therefore, my people are gone into captivity." That's slavery, in case you're wondering. Okay, because they have no knowledge. Didn't say anything about they have no faith. Okay, have no knowledge. The short word for knowledge is to know. What knowledge do we not have? We have no knowledge of who the Most High really is, because other peoples have stuck their idols into our brains, and we're walking around serving these deities, these idols, in idolatry. Hence, our conditions have not changed. Once again, let's get back to this. Isaiah 5, verse 13. "Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst." Our honorable men. Man, it's hard to find an honorable man among us. That's for sure. And the multitude of us are dried up with thirst. Sure, we are. We're all dried up because we have no knowledge. Period. Okay? Don't follow any laws. Don't follow any statutes or commandments. Okay? We are actually in idolatry and don't even know it. And many of us are caught up in wickedness. But I'm going to touch on that wickedness and I'm going to get specific. Okay, but we're not going to do that right now. All I'm going to do right now is kind of show you different things where the Most High, different scriptures where the Most High is stating some things about his people specifically. He's not talking about anyone else because he don't care about anyone else. Secondly, he don't know them. So let's get these things clear. Uh, let's go to Isaiah 1, verse 3 and 4. All right. It says here, Isaiah 1, chapter 1, verse 3. "The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider." It's amazing because the Most High says that Israel will be a witness, meaning all the beat downs, the hangings, the burnings, and everything else that we've gone through, our lands being stolen, our foreparents, grandparents being raped, etc. All these things were foretold. And we see these injustices generation after generation. Why? Because we're still in the same behaviors. All right. So we are the witness. The Most High said, we are his witnesses. Israel are his witnesses to all these things. So we know it's him that's doing this because he said so. And we should be able to look around once we know him, know of his judgments, know of his statutes. We can look around and see clearly, whoa, this is us that's taking this whooping because everything lines up. All right. But some of us are so lost that we are exactly as this passage says. We don't even consider, why is it that in all the nations of the earth, we are the bottom of the barrel? All right. Why is it that even in America, which is considered the greatest nation on the earth, we're at the bottom? And you will see Israelites, military men and others, we live in the greatest nation in the universe and planet, etc. They will actually get up and say this. How great is great when you and your people are at the bottom? If one of our men, that's what it says here, our men are famished. You really are. As I read in a previous verse, is that we're dried up with thirst. How could it be that this nation is going to be, it is the greatest nation, but yet you and your people are at the bottom? You are the oppressed people, but yet you can stand up and say how great it is. So therefore, what our men, and keep in mind that the men are the leaders of any nation. Okay. So if the men are willing to be satisfied with being at the bottom in a great nation, where would they be in a nation that's not so great? Is there such a thing as below the bottom? And that is the mindset of our men. And I'm gonna do a video on our men because we are we CC, we are certified crazy, and we've got to get out of this nonsense. Okay, so we can stand up and say how great it is, and great for us is being at the bottom. Great for us is how our sons getting shot in the street and things like this. So we have to reconsider. We have to consider, and then we have to reconsider. We have to take these things to heart. We don't know. We don't even consider. We sign our names every day, and we don't consider. You know what, man? This is not even my name. This is the name of a man that owned my family. We don't consider these things. We are fast asleep. However, Most High is waking us up. Now, let's go to verse 4. Our sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They have gone away backwards. Well, let's look at that. The Holy One of Israel. Once again, in the protocols I give you, the Most High said he's one. He says he's one throughout the whole book. Most High never said anything about no us. Okay? The only time you hear us is in the beginning. Let us make man in our own image. And that's him and angels, not him and Jesus. Don't you buy that for 1 second. You can't find anywhere where a prophet mentioned the name Jesus anywhere. Does not exist. Look at the book of remembrance. It's not there. Okay, and once again, the Most High gives us the end and the beginning. He does not lie. He does not change. You understand? Period. And he does nothing unless he gives it to his prophets. Okay? So therefore, if it wasn't given to the prophet, you didn't hear it out of the prophet's mouth. You didn't hear it out of the words of the Most High himself. He didn't say it. Okay? We know he does not lie. We know he does not change. And we know he's frank. He's up front. He gives us the end and the beginning. So if you don't see it up there in the book of remembrance, it does not exist. And if it does, it's not of the Most High. You keep that in mind when you decide to speak on this idol with this foolishness.